What is going on, guys? My name is Felix Reyes, and today we're going to be talking about how to start your first business. And we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, because everybody wants to start a business, and then when you start doing it, it starts getting very hard. And I mean, like, there's a little bit of motivation, and I think the hardest part about starting your business is that you expect people around you to help you out and start buying your product. But you need to understand what people need. You need to give people what they need. And sometimes the things that you really are passionate about, the people around you don't need. And that's okay. There's billions of people out there in the world. And if you create something that people need and you truly believe in, then you can do it. So I'm gonna give you a quick background of myself because a lot of you guys have never seen me. So I kind of wrote down some stuff here on my computer, my personal story. So my journey is a big blend. I've done a lot of different things all throughout my life. Currently, I'm 29 years old and been married for almost 10 years. So this year in June, it's currently January. So this year in June, we hit 10 years. So I'm super excited about that. I got married really young, but I was in the military, but we'll talk about that. So my journey is perseverance, creativity, and a lot of love. So that's kind of, if you wanted to understand who I am. Service, I joined the Army a year after my 18th birthday. I was in the United States Army, and I worked on radios and radars, and then slowly I learned discipline and leadership and different challenges, how to talk to people, how to manage people, different things like that in the military. And then that got me to a lot of different things. It got me to my first degree. Back in 2020, I actually got my first degree, got a bachelor's in film, and then a little bit later, a few years later, I got my associate's degree in information technology. So currently I have 2 degrees. The only reason I got a degree is not because I wanted a better job. It's because back in the day when I was young and I was in high school, I had a really, really low GPA, and I was like, I'm dumb, I'm not smart. That's okay. I have dyslexia and I have ADD. Feels like ADHD sometimes, but hey, who knows? I have both of those, but I knew that I could push myself and I could do it, so I got those 2 really for me. Then also I joined the railroad, which is completely right field from film and IT, but I left one of my jobs because I wanted to kind of get challenged more, but I became a foreman at BNSF Railway. And I was managing about 150 employees in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, and that was fun. Currently today, I do creativity for marketing, so I'm a creative marketing manager at Lucid Bots, 3rd fastest growing company in Charlotte. And I mean, our Forbes list, I think we were 146, 147 on fastest growing companies in the United States. So super happy to be part of the company, creativity and creating content with our team to push out content to the world about our new product that we have created, that our founder and CEO created. So super happy. I've learned a lot about marketing and pushing things. So that's kind of why I'm doing this, because throughout the years I've learned about the creativity, working with different companies, doing different things, understanding how you as an owner need to talk to the customer, because there's a big gap. But once you figure out that gap, you can understand your funnel on bringing people in and then creating something that can actually be purchased, something that is physical or something that is digital. I know a lot of digital assets are being created now, so there's that. And currently, I told you my wife, her name is Kirsten. We've been married for almost 10 years, and I have 2 kids. I have a 6-year-old and I have a 3-week-old. Yeah, a 3-week-old. My 6-year-old is Finn. My 3-week-old is, my 6-year-old is Abram. I'll get it soon. And my 3-week-old is Finn. So that's kind of my background. I've worked at a bunch of different companies doing film, operations, management, and here I am. So let's talk about the good first. All right, bam, good, we're here. All right, enough about me, we're here. So if you want to get here, we'll get here. The good. So I wrote a couple key points for you guys that I think are very valuable, because I want to make sure that I'm not just talking away, I'm actually providing you something that you can use. So first one, the good. Freedom and independence, and you becoming your own boss. You're in charge of yourself. You're in charge of your own decisions. You're free. You're free. But freedom only lasts so long in this world because, we all have bills. We all have to come up with money. We have people we have to take care of. Even if you're by yourself, you got to take care of yourself. So, freedom is about how hard you work. So there's freedom. But what does freedom look like to you? Why do you want to be free? Is there a reason? Do you just not like people? That's okay. Make a business that it's a solo business that you can manage yourself and you don't have to really deal with people. It's just, what is freedom to you? You need to understand that. You need to get a piece of paper and type in, what does freedom look like to me? And why do I want it? Does that have to do with money? All that stuff. Okay. Next, potential for unlimited income. A lot of people, they have a job and they're working. Like when I first started, my first job was in retail. I was making $7.25 and I worked there for 6 months. It was home goods. I worked there for 6 months and I got a raise because I was working really hard, and my raise was $7.35. So it was a 10-cent increase and I was so happy. But then my income slowly kept going up. So I like chasing opportunity. I know that a lot of times when you stay with certain companies, the opportunity takes a lot longer. So one second. So let's say I was working for a company and every single year they give you $1,000 raise. Let's say you start out with $25,000, $35,000 a year. It's gonna take you a very, very long time to be able to support yourself and your family and have a decent life. I'm not talking about a luxurious life, but that is possible if you work very hard, okay? Also, me, I had to learn all my skills on my own. I didn't have a lot of crazy good characters growing up. I'm not saying that my parents did a bad job, but it's all about, what do you want to change? How do you want to change your life and other people's life around you? You have to grow. You have to have a lot of self-development. So you need to learn problem solving. You need to learn leadership, creativity, all those things to grow. That's the good thing. You're improving, you're getting better. And when you're running a business on your own, those are things that you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to improve, you're gonna have to get better, you're gonna have to move your emotions to the side and be able to make very big decisions, okay? Also a sense of accomplishment and leaving a legacy. Like, if you don't come from anything, or even if you do come from something, you don't wanna recreate that, or you wanna build that from scratch. So what you're doing is you're making something amazing from nothing, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. Flexibility, lifestyle, and work balance. So if managed well, of course. So a lot of times, we'll talk about the bad later, but just having a flexible lifestyle. If you want to go to, let's say you're in New York and it's cold, it's 5 degrees, and you want to go to Florida or Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic on a vacation, you can, and you can take that work with you if that's possible. If you create a job or a business that you can take it with you, go ahead. So those are the good things. We're done with the good things. Let's move on to the bad, okay? So I have the bad over here. So the bad is you're gonna work a lot of hours, okay? So a lot of hours, especially in the beginning. And if you already have a job, you're gonna have to work more hours. So it's understanding, are you willing to do that? You're gonna have to work long hours and work hard and create something out of nothing. But if you're passionate about it, if you already know that you have a passion for this, it should come very naturally. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but if you really believe in it, that's when it matters. So you can either create something and believe in it, and once you get to that plateau of, I'm gonna fail, this sucks, that why will bring you up. Or if you don't believe in it, when you get to that plateau, it's gonna be very hard to keep going. So if you don't believe in it, it's gonna be very, very hard. Okay, so next, also remember, when you stop working, your company starts working in the beginning. So that's where, we all have, let me see, my wallpaper, okay. All right, so this is my wallpaper. You guys can see that right there. So it says motivation and discipline, okay? So the top, it's a chart and it shows motivation and it goes down, and then discipline starts down and it goes up. So whenever we're creating something new, you're gonna have motivation, you're gonna have that drive, and that thing's gonna go, like straight down. Like, just like your New Year's resolutions. Everybody's like, I'll start next month. Just start right now. Don't, if it's the 28th and you're like, I've had a crappy month, let me just start next month, and the next month is a few days away, just start right now. Just do it. So you're gonna have to understand that in the beginning, write down why you're doing it. I would suggest getting a piece of paper, writing it down, taking it everywhere. Especially in the morning. If you want to start waking up early, take that piece of paper and put it over your phone. So you literally got to move that piece of paper in order to turn off your alarm. Put it in your car, put it in your backpack, put a sticky note on your laptop. Take a screenshot of it and make it as your wallpaper so you're constantly looking at it. So whenever you go down on that motivation, that little bit of hope will get you up. Because once you have discipline, you have discipline. You just got to maintain it. Okay. Next, financial risk. This is up to you. So when it comes to financial risk, how much money do you want to put in it? Does it require to put money in it? Do you have money to put it in it? Sometimes you need to do something you don't like to get to where you want to be. So create something that is free, that will bring value to people that you can sell, and then with that money you can invest on your next company that you actually want to create that involves money. Let's say you want to start an Amazon store or a store or a bakery, something like that, and you have no money. Like you are I worked at a metal fabrication company, and I had no money at all. And the biggest thing is, if you want to create something you really believe in it, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. So make something that you may not like doing, and then take all that money and then invest it into what you actually want to do. So that's what I suggest. That's some of the bad. The challenges of wearing multiple hats. You're everybody. You're an accountant, you're marketing, you're sales, you're doing all that stuff. So understanding all that stuff. And then next is limited time for family, friends, and hobbies initially. Have a conversation. If you're by yourself, go ham, go crazy. Go ham, go crazy. But if you have a family, you want to make sure that you have a good conversation with them on what you're trying to do and why you're trying to do it. If you want. If you're married or you have friends or people around you that anytime you tell them you want to pursue something and they automatically shut you down or tell you it's a dumb idea, it's never going to work, don't tell those people. Even your spouse, don't tell them. You're just going to have to suck it up and do it yourself. And becoming lonely and alone when you're building something, when you are alone and you're building something, it is the best way to grow. It is the best way to become uncomfortable, sad, confused, and then all those emotions are going to be bottled up because you're alone and you're not getting any outside noise. Get rid of that outside noise, and then those things are going to fade away, and then you're going to become successful. Okay? The ugly. Last point. The ugly. Okay. So burnout, mental health, all that stuff is a real thing. So what I would suggest, this is the biggest thing that I would suggest if you want to start a business from scratch. Find a list or get a piece of paper. Write down things you don't like doing at all. For me, I have dyslexia and I have ADD. So the hardest thing for me to do is read. So what do? You find a book, okay? And you read it for 30 days. Do that one thing for 30 days. If you don't like doing it, just keep doing it, okay? This will help you in the long run, especially if you want to start something new. if you can't do something that you don't like doing for a long period of time, whenever that thing that you don't like doing in your company arises, like say you don't like talking to people, let's say you don't like doing accounting, let's say you don't like doing taxes, all that stuff, it's going to be very, very hard to push forward. So this is training your mind to do things that are uncomfortable, so whenever you get uncomfortable, you can surpass it. Because if you've done it before, I mean, like, trust yourself, write it down, be like, every single day I'm going to read a book, I'm going to read 5 pages a day. It can start small, you know. My first day I'm going to read 5 pages every single day for 7 days. My second week I'm going to read 6 pages every single day for it. Just start like that, okay? Super small. That will get you very uncomfortable, and then that'll make you grow, okay? So I can't suggest that more, but I would suggest that. Dealing with failure, rejection, and self-doubt. Like I said, write it down. Why are you doing this? And then look at that every single day. Read it out loud. Figure out why you're doing it. If you don't know the why, then you can't grind, all right? Legal things like permits, taxes, lawsuit, all that stuff. Make sure you're reading about it. Make sure you're understanding what you're doing. Don't steal other people's products. That's very, very hard if you're, building something. Those people, a lot of times when people create things, it's because they have a passion for it and they saw a need for it and they create it, and then you're just going over there and stealing their products. Especially a first timer, somebody who doesn't have family that's created businesses, somebody who doesn't have their mom and dad that's run a business, all that stuff. Create something yourself. There's so many things out there to create. Use ChatGPT to create something. It's all out there. And also losing money, partnerships, or friendships. That's okay. It is okay to lose people that will not get you to where you want to go. Totally okay. Is it hard? It's up to you. I love this saying, nothing changes if nothing changes. And look around you. I think that's the biggest suggestion that I can give you is look around you. Who's around you? What are these people doing? Do you want to do that 10 years from now? It's right there, dude. Like, whoever you are, you look around the room, whoever's in that room, and if you don't like that, unless you change something, then nothing's gonna change, okay? So I actually have my computer up right now, and let's switch the computer. I know this is a long video. Where are we at? 19 minutes? Holy, all right. So here are some companies that have failed. So we're switching screens. Here are some companies that have failed. You have to be able to make decisions and grow. Technology is growing so fast. If you're not making these quick decisions, it's gonna be really, really hard. So Nokia was the first to create a cellular network in the world in the late 1990s and early 2000s, okay? The company overestimated the strength of its brand and believed it could arrive to the late smartphone race and still win. In 2008, 1 year after the first iPhone release, Nokia finally decided to compete with Android, but it was too late. So, you have to understand these things. Look at other people's failures. There's so many out there. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. But if you fail because you don't want to make a hard decision, that's your own fault, okay? And that's okay. You can keep building. Once you have a business person's mindset, then you can recreate businesses, recreate all that stuff. Yahoo, all these things like Blockbuster. I remember going to Blockbuster all the time. IBM, JCPenney, BlackBerry. BlackBerry was so popular. I haven't seen somebody with a BlackBerry in years. We all know about MySpace, Sears, Macy's, all these brands that you guys have seen before. I would suggest looking at this list. So biggest thing for me is, you need to think about the good, write it down. You need to think, actually write it down. Put your phone down, write it down. Put your phone down, write it down. Like I said, you're gonna start doing hard things. If you can't go get a piece of paper and a pencil, if that's your hard, I wouldn't suggest going down this path, okay? So for me, I think the hardest thing one of the hardest things was Nebula Productions is starting that company and filming things and starting from scratch, but I learned a lot from it. Here's another hard. Okay, so you guys can see this page. This is Flight Sim Dad. This is one of my TikTok pages that I created. About 38.4 thousand people followed me, and I got about 355,000 likes. And I had some viral videos right here, 2.8 million views, 1 million views, all that crazy stuff. So I made these videos right here for people, and I really enjoyed it, but I never figured out why I was doing it. So, you know, I started going crazy. I started making videos all the time, and I started killing myself, and I was doing this every single day, and it got really, really hard. So eventually I stopped because I didn't know the why. So if you figure out your why, then you're gonna figure out why it's worth keep going. So this is a failure. And I could jump on here and be like, hey, I got 38.4 million followers. It doesn't really matter to me, because at the end of the day, it wasn't something that I enjoyed so much and that I wanted to pursue, so I stopped doing it. So if you don't like where you're going, or if you don't like what you're doing, then, you know, it's okay to move on. Just for fun, a few days ago, let's see, like a week ago, I created another TikTok account, see if, you know, people would still watch things that I make. And this is a lot about working out, staying fit. A strong body equals a strong mind. And I made this, and, you know, we're doing good so far. We have about 10,000 views in a matter of 2 weeks overall, 977 likes, 20 followers, 22 followers. Like something like this I could do for a very, very long time because I enjoy doing it. It doesn't matter how many followers I have, it matters that I enjoy it. And if you enjoy something and you're a good storyteller, then other people are going to see that passion, they're gonna jump on board, and they're gonna follow you. So overall, good, bad, and the ugly. If I could summarize everything: good, freedom; bad, a lot of hard work and discipline; ugly is you failing and giving up on your dream the first time. So this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Felix Reyes. Hope you guys learned something from today's video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.